To make this bag, you're going to need some yarn. I'm using a DK yarn in 2 colours. Now you can of course use any kind of yarn that you'd like. Just remember that if you use a thicker or thinner yarn, it might change the size of your finished bag. You're also going to need some crochet hooks. You're going to need a 4mm crochet hook and a 3.5mm crochet hook. Some scissors, a darning needle, some stitch markers or something similar, and a tape measure. The first step is to make some granny squares using your 4mm crochet hook. If you don't know how to make a granny square, don't worry, I have got a tutorial on our channel that's a beginner-friendly and in-depth tutorial. I'll link that up here in the corner and down below in the description. If, however, you do know how to make a granny square, you want to make one that is 15 rounds wide. And you want to make 2 of them. So you can see I have my 2 squares here. Now, using the DK yarn that I said about earlier, my square measures 11 inches across. For those of you that work in centimetres, that's approximately 28 centimetres. So go ahead, pause the video and work both of your squares, and I'll meet you back because we're going to add a little border to the edge of these. I'm just coming up to the end of my round now, and as you can see I have my lovely 15 rows of my square. Now we're just going to create a very simple border which is just going to neaten up the edges of our square, and this is going to be made of single crochet. To begin, chain 1. This chain does not count as a stitch. We're going to begin working in the same stitch. Make 1 single crochet. So yarn over, pull up a loop, you'll have 2 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through both of those loops. You're going to make 1 single crochet into every single stitch. So into the next one, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and the next. When you reach a chain 1 space, you're simply going to work into it. So you can see that's right into that chain 1 space, and you can make your single crochet as normal. So go ahead and crochet along, and I'm going to meet you at this first corner to show you what we're going to do. So I'm just coming up to the first corner now, and you'll see that there is a chain 3 space. Into this, we're simply going to make 3 single crochet. So that's working right into that chain space. So here's 1, here's our second one, and our third one. So you can go ahead now, pause the video, and you can work 1 single crochet into every single stitch and 3 single crochet at each corner until you get to the end of your round. And I'll meet you back for that to show you how we'll fasten off. So I've nearly finished my round now, and I just have 1 more single crochet to make, which is going to be into this chain space. To finish, we're going to find our very first single crochet, and we're going to make a slip stitch into it. So insert your hook, yarn over, pull through that stitch, and pull straight through the loop on your hook. From here you can then chain 1 to fasten off, you can cut your yarn and weave in any ends that you might have. Now the only reason why we've done this is just to neaten the edges of our square up. So you can see it looks so much neater already. I've already done it, but you want to go ahead and repeat this step with your second granny square. Now that we've finished making the border, the next step is to make the gusset. Now I did check with my sister, but I believe that this is the side and the base parts that give our bag some depth. To do this, we're going to come up to this top left-hand corner. Now if you remember, we made 3 single crochet into this corner. So we have 1, 2 and 3. We want to find the second one, the middle single crochet. And you want to take one of your stitch markers and mark this stitch, the second one. Just like that. Then we're going to come across and repeat the same thing on the other side. So we have 1, 2 and 3. We'll find this second one, the middle one, and again we'll mark it with a stitch marker. From here we're going to come back up to this first corner, and I know you just put it in, but you're going to take this stitch marker out. You've got to remember that stitch, and instead insert your 4mm hook into it. From here we're then going to attach our yarn. Begin by chaining 3. Now this chain 3 counts as our first double crochet. If you have a look at your stitches, you'll see that there is a front loop and a back loop. We're going to be working into the back loop only. So because our chain 3 counts as 1 stitch, we're going to move on to our second one, and we're going to make 1 double crochet into the back loop only of every single stitch. So yarn over, insert your hook into that back loop only, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and yarn over, pull through 2 loops. And you're going to repeat that into each stitch until you reach your second stitch marker over here. So you're going to be working around 3 sides of your square. I'm just going to show you how to finish off this round. We know that our last stitch is where our stitch marker is, so we're going to take that out. And instead of working into the back loop, I like to work under both loops for this last stitch. Just like that. From here you can chain 1 to fasten off, and you can cut your yarn. And as you can see, we have our border or our gusset running along 3 sides. So it's all the way down here. If it starts to curl in at the corner, that's completely natural. You want your bag to do that. Then it goes along the bottom and all the way up our second side. So we just have one side of our square that doesn't have any double crochet. And you want to go ahead and repeat this step here with your second square. So again, you can see this one also has a double crochet border or gusset. Our next step is to join our squares together. So take them and put them wrong sides together. So you can see I have the two wrong sides touching each other. From here, we're going to come up to the top left-hand corner. So that's up here. And now you want to line up your rows of double crochet. Just like this, so they're lining up. Taking your 4mm crochet hook, you want to find the first double crochet. So it's actually a chain 3. And you want to insert your hook into it. Then you want to find the first stitch on the back piece and also insert your hook into it. So you can see I have my 2 pieces on my hook. From here, you then want to attach your yarn. Chain 1. Now we're going to be using the slip stitch method to join our squares together. Begin by finding the second stitch on your front square. So that's this one here. Insert your hook into it. Then find the matching second stitch on your back square and insert your hook into it. Now make a slip stitch. Move on to your next stitch. Insert your hook into the front one and then into the matching one on the back. Just like this. Make your slip stitch. Into your next stitch. So we have our front piece and we have our back piece. Make your slip stitch. So go ahead and pause the video and work around the 3 sides of your bag in this way, and I'll meet you back all the way over here to show you how we're going to finish this off. So I only have a few more stitches left. Here we go, here's my last one. So I'm working into the front piece and into the back piece. And this last stitch is actually a chain 3. So there's my slip stitch, just as before. From here you can chain 1 to fasten off, and you can cut your yarn. And there we go, this is what our bag should be looking like. One of the things that I particularly like about this method is that it gives this little ridge to our bag. You can see here, and this just adds a little bit more security. It just strengthens our bag a bit, especially around the corners. And that is it. That is the main part of our bag done. All we have left to do now is make the straps and sew in all of our ends. First of all, we need to mark out where we want our straps to be and how wide we want them to be. So I normally like my ones to be the width of the gusset, so sort of this width. You can of course make them as wide or as thin as you want. This is simply a guideline. I'm going to have mine so that they line up with this little ridge here. And I'm going to mark that with one of my stitch markers. So I'm going to put it here. And I want it to finish about here. Then we're going to repeat this on the other side of our bag. There we are, you can see that we have both of our straps marked out with our stitch markers. take one of your sides and we're going to do the same thing again. I keep doing this. We're going to take this first stitch marker out and we're going to insert our hook into that same stitch. By the way, we've switched now to our 3.5mm hook. That's really important. So you're using your 3.5mm hook and you're inserting it into that stitch. From here, attach your yarn. From here, chain 1, and this does not count as a stitch. From here, we're then going to make half double crochets all the way along the top here until we reach this stitch marker. So I think I make 8 half double crochet in total. We're going to start in that same stitch and we're going to make our half double crochet. That's pulling up a loop and pull through all 3 loops on your hook. And we're just going to work all the way across until we reach that stitch marker. So I'm going to make my last one into this stitch, so I've got to take that out, and my last one, my 8th half double crochet, is going to be made into that stitch. So this is what it looks like. You can see it's all the way along the top here. Now, chain 1, this does not count as a stitch, and turn your work. For row 2 and onwards, we're going to be making 1 half double crochet into each stitch across. So you should end up with the same number of stitches as you did in round 1. So I'll get to the end of this row and I will still have 8 half double crochet in total. There we go, that's what it looks like. Then chain 1 and turn your work. And you're going to repeat this for as many rows as you would like. I made 110 rows. I know that sounds like so much, but it does work up very quickly. So I'm just coming to the end of my strap now. Got one more stitch. And there we are, just some nice half double crochet. To finish, chain 1 to fasten off and cut your yarn, and you want to leave a long tail end because we need to sew with it. And there we go, this is what my strap is looking like. So one of the reasons why we used our 3mm crochet hook is because it makes our stitches a bit tighter, which makes our handle that little bit stronger. From here, take your tail end and thread it through your darning needle. Take the end of your strap and line it up with the other side of your bag, in line with these stitch markers here. Now, all we're going to do is we're going to sew all the way along, catching one stitch of our bag and one stitch of our handle. And you can continue to sew as many times as you like until your strap feels really tight and secure and it doesn't feel like it's going to snap off of your bag. And we're just using a simple whip stitch to do this. There we go. You can see my handle is not going to go anywhere. It's really secure. And to finish, all you finally have to do is weave in your end. And there you are. You now have a strap attached to your bag. So you can see it's here. And it's attached really nicely to both ends of our bag. That's not going anywhere. And that's it. All you need to do now is weave in any ends that you might have. You can see I've got a few here. And you're done. You've now made your own granny square bag.